Let's see when this starts. I'm
You're,
starting it now because fuck it.
you're a butcher, Chris.
I'm a
Chris,
butcher. Oh,
Chris the
there's Mikey.
butchering cats.
Hey, the cat doesn't need his little balls. We don't need more little cats running around.
How about you cut your balls off? We don't need any more Chris's running around. How about that?
I mean, I'm a one of a kind.
I
So
don't need any Chris's running around.
even if I have a kid, they're not gonna be as good as me.
Yeah,
They'll probably be better.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. They'll actually have some musical abilities
say
thanks
hi.
to her.
You have
Hi.
you have
It
no
said hi.
musical. You have no musical ability.
No, I can't keep a beat to save my life.
Seriously?
Yeah, I am the epitome of a white man.
Can you dance? That's
No, I am unable to dance.
You're making a mess.
But welcome to another episode of the Hoosier Nerds podcast with Chris, Tim, and Mikey. I don't know
We're
why I
all
did it that
here.
way, but
We've
I know.
exploded this week. We
We're
went from
all
1 to 4 in a week's time.
Well, you did so bad that we all have to. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
But I watched. So let's get right into the meat and potatoes because I really want to complain about a movie I saw. So I watched two movies this weekend. One movie was Jurassic World Dominion, and that movie was so stupid and bad. Like there was no common sense with any of the humans in that movie. It was so dumb.
There's no common sense in most movies with humans. It would make for a poor movie. If
Well,
people
you're
were
not right. You're not wrong.
not
But
running the killer's trap.
the problem comes in, people are dying and being killed by dinosaurs, but let's not kill the dinosaurs. These ungodly, or I should say ungodly, natural animals who, had their chance 100 million years ago, but
Harambe.
the universe found them wanting. So when I got like at the there's so much going on in this movie. I know we've talked about the movie before, so I think Mikey saw it, and I know Chris saw it.
I did not see it.
I thought you did. I'm sorry, Mikey.
I thought about watching it, and I was like,
But there's so much going on in this movie. Like you know how Game of Thrones skips around a lot, but it makes sense because you have the character development already. Well, this movie jumps around a lot without the character development.
You mean from like plot to plot, or
yeah? So there's like 3 different plots going on. The main plot is they're trying to. Oh, who's in the first movie? The guy that hands the guy the barbasol. What's his name?
Dotson.
Dotson's here. He is the big bad guy in this movie. So he is basically creating spoilers. Does anybody care about spoilers?
We've seen it. Plus, the movie's been out for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So
if you ain't seen it now,
so Dotson is creating like biological, like mutated grasshoppers or locusts. That's killing everything that's eating every crop except for his crops. So that's like the big thing that the old Jurassic Park people. That's what they're trying to stop and figure out is what are up with these locusts that are like 10 feet or 10 inches larger than any. It's like a 3-foot long locust. So they're trying to figure that shit out. And then the other crew, remember the daughter that, from the shitty last movie that nobody remembers, the clone girl? Yeah, I kind of forgot about her until this movie because that movie was so forgettable, especially the last half. So, like, she gets kidnapped by Dotson because she and Blue randomly has, the raptor randomly has a baby, but can't, there's nothing. Life finds a way got really stretched in this one where she can just lay an egg and have a baby without any male presence. But it's whatever. It happened in the first movie, I guess. So let's keep it moving on that one. So Beta, as Baby Blue is called, which is just a clone of Blue because it looks exactly the same and there's no other DNA in it. And the girl, I forget her name. Let's call her Clone Girl. Clone Girl get kidnapped by bad guys. There's a whole instance in the movie in Malta, which is when I just almost turned off the movie. So the bad guys create raptors. They're like, oh well, the last two movies, the bad guys were in the wrong because they were trying to make genetic super dinos. The real thing is in the real dinos. So they ended up making the dinosaurs that that you put a laser marker on somebody, they're trained to latch onto that person and kill them. Well, the French agents or Secret Service or whoever are there to stop the bad guys. Have guns. Why don't they shoot the raptors? The raptors are legit standing in front of them, and they
because
have
that's
guns.
animal cruelty, and you can't do that these days.
These are
raptors. Little laser beam, and then the raptors just go bananas.
Yeah, and they don't shoot the guy is trapped in a boat. The dinosaur is trying to eat his butt, and he has a gun. I'm pretty sure raptors are not bulletproof. I'm sorry.
Fly away,
I know it's a movie, but the entire time they're talking about the ecological disaster that these locusts are going to cause by eating everything. But they're just glancing over the fact that these dinosaurs, which have been gone for hundreds of millions of years, are not going to cause an ecological disaster. The new apex carnivores introduced to the wild, or these Ardentosauruses or Triceratops, which probably eat more than horses and more than cows. Just grazing the pastures.
Whoa! What are you doing with the pastures?
They're just grazing, eating more than a horse or a cow, probably. You introduce one random new animal to Hawaii, or one of these places that try to keep their pristine ecological balance. You introduce one animal to any system that's not natural, it throws it all out of whack. So what about these freaking dinosaurs? I'm sorry. The movie should have stayed on the fucking islands.
Well, they didn't they put them on a boat or something?
No, they're in like a valley in the middle of they never say where it is. They just say it's a valley. And there's mountains all around. So it could be Canada, it could be Alaska, it could be Siberia, it could be Greenland for all we know.
Don't even know.
But it's a frozen tundra all around this sanctuary in the valley. But there's this nice tropical jungle in the middle of this tundra in the valley. Explain that to me.
Can't do it.
Aliens.
I never went and watched the Jurassic Park movie for the realism.
Oh, I never did either. But I could believe the whole cloning thing and, dinosaurs going rampant and everything. But what I can't believe is, first of all, U.S. citizens just letting dinosaurs walk across their lawn and eat people. Dude, I would think you'd have some guy from Texas
people crossing the border on a daily basis, and we're not really caring. So why would we care if dinosaurs walk on our lawn and eat people?
Especially because
I'm pretty sure I'd go out there with my gun and start blasting, these little dinosaurs chasing my little kid around.
And you'd be eaten by a dinosaur.
I'd be having some nice dino burgers. I'd be like Fred Flintstone up in this bitch.
Yeah, I wonder how gamey dinosaurs are.
Yeah.
They're probably very gamey.
Can you make boots and belts out of their skin?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, I'll take some T-Rex boots.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to rant about that because that is 2.5 hours I am not going to get back.
Kind of like Avatar.
I'd rather watch Avatar.
I wouldn't watch either. Well, I mean, I watched Jurassic Park, but I wasn't impressed. But
Do you think do some dinosaurs have udders? I want some dinosaur milk.
I mean, we know they're not like reptiles anymore, but they're not mammals.
Dinosaur milk.
You don't need udders. You just need nipples. Remember?
Oh, okay, nipples.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. We just assumed their gender or their.
You can milk anything with nipples.
I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Milk me, daddy.
Okay.
And then the other movie I watched, completely different. I finally watched the new Jackass.
Oh, that's good.
I was not too happy with the amount of penis I saw this time around. It seemed to
They've
be a little
always
bit
got
extra,
penis in them.
but it was a little bit extra. You can't deny it. But it was a good movie. I laughed the entire way through. There wasn't any skits where I was like, "Oh my god, this is dumb." It was hilarious, and if you like Jackass, I suggest it. I wish they would have introduced the new people a little more, but it was okay.
Yeah, the elder said they can't do it anymore because their bodies just won't.
Was it Johnny Knoxville said, back in the day he'd walk away from a concussion like it's nothing, but now that he's 50, a concussion lasts a little longer.
Right.
So, but I doubt they. Do you think they'll do another one with the new people only? Or
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if that's kind of worked through. I'm surprised that they made another one anyway.
I feel like all those guys were bored during COVID and had to find something to do.
I guess so.
They might have needed one of their friends must have needed money, so they were like, "Okay, here we go. Let's make one more
that's
movie."
true too. Yeah, I don't know. It was funny. I liked it. I would see it. So
I wish I saw it in the movies, but that was, I think, in the middle of my move when that movie came out.
How long does it take you to move? Usually it's like 2 days.
Well, then I didn't want to do anything, and then I was out of theaters, and then it came in. They finally put it on Paramount Plus, but then, me, I'll watch. I'll rewatch Clone Wars before watching something new.
I watched
Prodigy.
I watched Renfield tonight.
How was Renfield?
It's a Nicolas Cage movie.
I want to see that Nicolas Cage movie with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. It's not horrible. I was entertained. It's funny. But that's all. But just you gotta watch it. It's on Peacock.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting to like Peacock a little bit more.
Well, they're getting good stuff on there. I watched that based on a true story.
Yeah.
That show's good. A realtor, a former tennis star, and a plumber sees a unique opportunity to capitalize on America's obsession with true crime. So they hire this plumber, and I mean it's not really spoilers because it's nothing surprising. Kaylee Cuoco's in it, and her husband hired this plumber, and they figure out that he's a serial killer. So they make a podcast with the serial killer. I was about
to ask, a plumber as in somebody that kills people, or a plumber as in like My Toilet plumber?
No, he's a plumber as in My Toilet, but he's a serial killer as well.
Okay.
So they start a podcast. That's why it's called Based on a True Story, because he's a serial killer. So they actually have a serial killer. So it's actually really good. It's funny. I recommend it. It's only 8 episodes, only like 30 minutes long. So watch it as well.
Do we want to talk about NASCAR real quick?
NASCAR? What do you want to talk about NASCAR for?
NASCAR showed up at the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Did you watch the 24 Hours of Le Mans?
No, I just saw all the memes on like YouTube and Facebook.
I watched
Hill, praise Dale.
Dude, that car was, it was noisy, and it was faster. It was leading the GTL division.
Didn't they put it in like the back because they thought it wouldn't be fast enough or something? Then they had
they have this Garage 56, which is for innovation. So it's really not racing, because there's multiple divisions in Le Mans. You have Hypercar, then you have LMP2, which I think is going away, which is Le Mans prototype. Then you have like GTD, GT. There's a couple of GT divisions. So you have all these different divisions. You have like 4 divisions of cars, and they all race against each other. Plus, they race for the overall lead, which is basically hypercar, because they're the fastest cars on the track. So, which was won by Ferrari actually. But Garage 56 is like this experimental thing that you can put. You can build this experimental car to run at Daytona, and at one time it was leading. It was going faster than a whole division of cars. So, and it finished at 24 hours. I don't know where it finished, but yeah,
didn't its
pretty
tranny
awesome.
like blow when they had to rebuild its tranny?
Well, they keep extra trannies. Like it's amazing how they do these cars these days because they can drop a tranny out and then put a new one in like no time. It's like Legos.
And it takes them a week to replace my tranny at the shop.
Yes.
Are we still talking about cars?
At one point, at one point, so back 20 years ago, maybe, probably, Audi they had it'll be this version of the hypercar, and they knew they had transmission problems. They knew they could not last more than 24 hours, so they designed the cars and the transmission where they could wheel the car, drop the transmission out, put a new transmission back in it, and not lose position. That's how quick of a trip. Yeah, it was amazing.
Isn't that what in Ford versus Ferrari, didn't they start that with the brakes?
Yes, basically. Yeah.
I didn't know if that was real where they started it or kind of played it up.
That's all innovation. That's where that all comes from. So anything in your car comes from racing. It's designed from racing.
That's where they test out a lot of stuff too.
Like you know how you got the light on your car that tells you that your tires are low.
Mm-hmm.
Started in racing.
Didn't the mirror start in racing too, like the rear view mirror or the side mirrors?
The first Indy 500.
The first radio was actually from racing too.
The what?
It said the first radio. No, I'm just kidding.
But
the first radio was Germans putting it in tanks.
What about blinkers? You don't need.
They never use blinkers in racing. But yeah, like front wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, independent suspension, disc brakes, the rearview mirror. There's all kinds of stuff. Wheel sensors, air sensors, tire sensors, all that started in racing. Anything that's on your car mostly gets developed in racing first.
That car just sounded sick.
Didn't it? That was pretty awesome. So
it's not you said NASCAR, but it's not like a NASCAR though.
NASCAR built the car. It was
okay.
It wasn't a stock car. It was a Camaro.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I was like, when
Camaros
you say NASCAR, I didn't know.
No, it was a NASCAR. It was a Camaro, which is what they use in NASCAR. But it was geared differently. They had to gear it differently. They had to tune the motor differently so it could last 24 hours straight. So, but it was a tried and true NASCAR stock car with a lot more downforce on it.
I love like the side by side comparisons, like with the all the cars driving past. You hear all these like hypercars with their super spec motors, and then you just hear a V8 coming.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. That was pretty sweet. So I'm not sure what it finished.
Just all the memes that have been coming out from that is just
The Freebird one is the one I like.
I like the ones
Ferrari
that
on the Mulsanne Straight.
Dale Earnhardt fought for us for this right at Normandy.
Whatever.
America.
Yeah. Ferrari won overall. There you go.
Oh, that's gonna Ferrari
stopped the competition, which was Cadillac. Cadillac was third and fourth.
Yeah, those Cadillacs sound pretty nice. I watched one where it starts with like a electric motor, but then like the V8 kicks in. It sounds pretty nice.
Well, I was when I took a tour of Rahal Lanigan. Rahal Lanigan Letterman Racing, which is Bobby Rahal, which he owns an IndyCar team, and he owns a sports car team as well. So I took a tour of the shop right after the IMSA cars ran in Long Beach, and there is a time period where they take the cars apart and they're working on them, they strip them down. But there is a time period where you cannot touch the car or you will be electrocuted.
Really?
Because it's hybrid technology. And it will electrocute you, so you cannot touch the car during a certain time.
Huh.
So that's what a lot of those cars are like now, and especially in IMSA. That's the hybrid technology. So it's pretty cool.
Did anybody else want to talk about anything?
Yeah, I got a Notbuster.
I was going to say you're a Nutbuster for a little later if anybody had anything else.
Anybody had anything else? Anything? Anyone?
I got a call back from a couple weeks ago. So I have had Jaggers before. It's really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys remember talking about that?
Yes.
It was race
took me a second. It took me a second.
It was race weekend when Kris said. It's really good. And then I did watch last week. Kris was talking about Subway Guy documentary. I watched.
Oh, the Jared documentary.
Yeah, I watched a lot of that, but I was in and out of consciousness because I was sick. So.
Been sick for a minute, it seems.
Yeah, that day I watched it. All right, never mind.
That show's creepy as hell.
Yeah. I went to work with 102-degree fever, so I only worked like a half day. And then I came home.
Why'd you even go to work?
Because I can not go to work.
You can't not go to work?
Yeah, then I'd have to catch up on work and have somebody else do it, and it's just a big deal. So I'd rather just work.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself while she cries. So.
Okay.
Go ahead with your Nutbuster.
Not Nutbuster. I watched. It is from. Hold on, let me pull this up. Where's it at? Hang on. I'm gonna send you the poster from the movie. Okay. There you go. So I watched this. It is called The Fast and the Fierce.
Oh, it already sounds awesome.
It's on Peacock, so if you want to watch this, you can. It is from the Asylum. The Asylum is what gave us Top Gunner, Danger Zone, and then the other Top Gunner, you know?
Are these guys just the new Sedaris?
Yes, I guess so. It's but it's basically though, it's the same movie as Top Gun or Danger Zone. Remember Top Gun or Danger Zone with the plane?
Yeah.
If it drops below a certain like level, it's going to explode.
Yeah, the speed ripoff.
Yeah, same rip. Yeah, it's the same premise. Like this is, and it's from the same people, so they made the same movie twice. But you know, this guy. It starts out with a guy in a coffee shop, and he's Skyping his wife, who's on a plane, and she's coming home from her vacation, and he's like, "But baby, I told you I was going to join you," and she's like, "I've been there alone for 3 days, and you haven't met me yet, and it's our honeymoon." But you know, work was busy, so and so she's mad. She's on the plane. She's on a plane. That's how it starts out. She's on a plane. So this woman comes up and asks to use his phone, but she's no everyday person, guys. She's a terrorist, and she wants the code to Genesis 7.
What's Genesis 7?
It doesn't explain. Why would they explain it to us, Kris?
I don't know.
We have no idea what Genesis 7 is. She's going to offer him $10 million on a Swiss bank account and a one-way ticket to Dubai to start a new life. But like, is it 10 mil in Dubai like making like $15 an hour here in America?
Yeah, I feel like that's chump change in Dubai.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The same thing. I'm like, that's not much. And if he doesn't comply and give her the code, he's gonna guess what? She's gonna down the plane that his wife is on. How about that?
Whoa.
And of course, it's that shaky camera, you know. But they're having a
Like
conversation.
the
So
point
why
of
is
view stuff?
Yeah, but why is the camera shaking? They're having a conversation. It's not like they're like speeding along in a car, because unlike the poster that shows the fast car, there are no fast cars in this movie whatsoever. So, and also, if he doesn't comply and she blows up the plane, all the evidence is going to lead back to him. How about that? She's really got him on the hook.
She got him by the nuts.
She does. So they cut to the plane where his wife is, that's in danger, right? And this stewardess, she is the worst freaking stewardess in the world, because she walks through the plane and tells everybody to take their seat. Then she gets on the intercom and has to tell everybody to take their seat, only to walk back through the plane again to tell everybody to take their seat because they're getting ready to land. So it's the most unruly passengers on a plane. So while that's happening, she tells them to turn off their electronic devices. Then guess what? She hears a beeping noise. It's a recording device. And the recording device says that they're going to destroy the plane if it flies below 1,500 feet. They get to 1,800 feet, except the rebel co-pilot takes it to a higher altitude. But they almost crash into two other planes. So there you go. So Homeland Security is going to involved. This was funny because I thought it was funny because they're flying into LA, right? It's from Sao Paulo, Brazil to Los Angeles. So they've cleared airspace from Santa Monica to Malibu, right? So I wanted to know how much of airspace that was for a plane that can explode, right? That's 18 miles between. That doesn't seem like a very big window of a plane that could blow up potentially.
I don't feel like 18 miles would be worth it. Like, I don't think they would need 18 miles.
I don't think 18 miles is enough. But the guy, his name's anyway, there's a close call with a bunch of planes. The passengers, they're still wandering about the cabin. They don't listen. And Homeland Security will not let this. Here's what cracked me up. So Homeland Security gets in. I don't know how they get involved. I don't know who made that call that quick. But he will not have another 9/11 in Los Angeles. But they've already made it clear that it's Sunday, right? So really, it's not a 9/11 if it's Sunday, because all the federal offices are closed on Sunday. So they're really not going to fly a plane. Then this one passenger, this is how bad this movie is, because I thought about this earlier. So this one passenger was mad because they hadn't landed yet, and he was going to miss the UCLA Texas game, and he had money on Texas on a Sunday.
Mikey?
No, but it's a college football game, and it's Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. College football don't play on Sundays.
Huh. My immersion. I'm just saying. They just killed my immersion.
And there's a conflict between the pilot and the co-pilot. And like people think that the pilot is in on the attack because he's Indian, of course, racial profiling. But passengers get injured because of the turbulence, because they've moved them out to the ocean. So there's all kinds of turbulence from the low altitude flying over the ocean, even though they're not supposed to go below 1,500 feet. This reminds me of this, that it's constantly supposed to not go below 1,500 feet. They fly over the Rose Bowl and almost hit a blimp. Like, I don't think the Rose Bowl is as close as they flew it. That wasn't a 1,500 foot window. I would think more would have been like about 1,000 feet, maybe 800 feet, 700 feet.
Well, I mean, LA's on like the ocean, so I don't think the Rose Bowl is that low or that high.
No.
I'm actually curious now. I'm going to Google this.
So, well, Benji's our hero, right? And his wife Donna, she's the one on the plane who she's going to divorce him when she lands. So they go through him and the terrorist woman, they go to his office so he can get her the code, right? And his office, when they walk through it, it looks like the office from the Casting Couch video. Not that I've ever seen the Casting Couch video. I'm just imagining that's what it looks like.
Nice save, Chris. Nice save.
There you go. I just heard about it.
Just for future reference, the Rose Bowl is only at 1,700 feet above above the water, 1,700 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So while this is going on, they run into a helicopter. It doesn't hurt the plane though. And then let's see here. The captain goes back. He looks for what's going to destroy the plane. But guess what? There's a military guy on the plane that offers to help, just like the other movie, just like Top Gun or Danger Zone. There was a military guy on that plane. They like completely ripped off the other movie. They ripped themselves off basically. They scraped the top of the hill where the Hollywood sign is, but still flying. It's the most durable jet I've ever seen in my life. We find out they might have to shoot the plane down. There's more pilot-co-pilot conflict. But no one is supposed to get on the plane or leave the plane or it's going to explode. But guess what? Do you think Homeland Security listens to the threat? No. They're going to get on the plane with an agent and with the main Homeland Security guy and another agent to help disable the circuits. So the agent and the plane co-pilot and
how are they going to get on if it's flying?
This is the crazy part. So they fly like another plane up there. So the co-pilot of the plane, and then the stewardess is down in the cargo area, and that they fly another plane up there. Huh? No, they go down there to meet the agent. They're having a conversation in the air, like they can hear each other from plane to plane. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know if that's possible or not. I would think that.
No.
I would think that sound wouldn't work that way.
I mean, if you have really good hearing, you might be able to hear it. But the wind and the jet engines alone maybe would kind of hamper that. I would think.
What's the hook that you shoot from a gun like Batman has?
Grappling hook.
Yeah, grappling hook. Our agent, the Homeland Security agent, shoots a grappling hook into the airplane. And he shoots it in between the co-pilot and the stewardess. It was a pretty amazing shot, actually.
He must be trying out for the new Batman.
So while this is going on, boom, the plane climbs on its own. Just out of control, it climbs up. Because it's being controlled by... We don't know who is controlling this. We don't know anything about the terrorists, because the only terrorist we've seen so far is the hot chick. And she's the hot chick that took the people hostage in... Arkansas women's prison massacre. Same woman. So, anyway, so that the line detaches and the co-pilot gets sucked out, and he dies. But the stewardess survives, and the stewardess, another stewardess, like a male steward. Is he a steward?
No, he's still a stewardess.
Is he? Well, he won't let the military guy look at stuff. But he's worked on electronics in Iraq. He thinks he can help. And then the other...
Is Iraq... I was in Iraq. Is that the new I was in Nam?
I guess. And it's always... They always put stuff... It's always the cargo hold. They always go to the cargo hold. So, the other stewardess overrides him because, he's really worried about protocol. He really don't want to get in trouble, and that's why he's very strict about not letting the military guy help. Then Benji's wife, she figures out that the military guy is in on the gig here, right? He's got a parachute. He takes her hostage. He's holding her. And because they're at a lower level, they can, open the plane door without the oxygen level dropping. Is that true, Kris? Do you know if that's true or not?
Yeah, the whole getting sucked out is actually a myth.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, he's standing at the door.
That's only really in space that you'll get sucked out.
Oh, okay.
You'll get that good suck.
The stewardess tackles the girl, opens the chute, and he gets sucked out of the plane and into the engine. It was pretty cool, actually. Then they go to the that jumps over to the office where the terrorist lady, who gets $100 million for getting the thing. People have needs, right? They're offered her $100 million to get this code. I probably would have taken the gig too, But they fight.
$100 million is.
They fight over the gun, and then it goes back to the plane, and there's no landing the plane. She says, so he shoots her. That was pretty cool. So they shot and killed her. But for them to get a hold of the to glide in and everything, they have to cut power to the plane so nobody can take over, right? So what do? They shoot the other engine out. They don't blow the plane up when they do this. They just shoot the other engine out. I haven't figured out how they did it yet, honestly. Then, guess who's really in on it?
The pilot.
No. That's what you would think, because he's a terrorist, racial profiler. It's the stewardess. And she takes her wig off, and she's been bald the whole time.
Oh my God.
She wants the code for Genesis 7. And if she doesn't get it, she's going to kill Donna and blow the plane up.
Who's Donna?
Donna is Benji's wife that's stuck on the plane.
Oh, okay.
The wife.
I'm tracking still. Don't you worry about a thing.
So, she calls him and's like, we need the code for Genesis 7, right? We need the code. So while he's got her on the phone, he like pours her heart out for her. Oh, I love you so much. I love you, baby. I'm so stupid. I should have taken the trip with you. Like, this is not the time to be professing your love when your wife's on a plane and getting ready to die. But anyway, she just kills the stewardess, right? That's it. Kills the stewardess. And the plane lands. And then the big guy who was mad that he couldn't get to the football game and was racially profiling the pilot, apologized to the pilot and gave him a big hug. And Benji and Donna were reunited. And that's the movie. But at the end of the credits, you would think that's the end. This guy is in a bar, is drinking a martini, and some one-eyed girl with a patch over her eye asks if she's this guy, and he says, yes, I am. And she says, you have two choices. And then they run the credits. That's the end of the movie. So.
They didn't get all the terrorists.
They did not get all the terrorists. And I believe there is a sequel to this. And it is, hold on, I'm trying to pull it up. Well, it is Fast and Fierce Death Race. It has nothing to do with this one, apparently. But they leave it open for like another. But there is another Fast and Fierce.
Is there another Danger Zone or whatever it's called?
No. This is just the Fast. This was just the Fast and the Fierce.
Do you think they're in the same universe? Do you think there's going to be crossover movies
between Top Gunner and?
Yeah.
Read the poster. It says the Fast and the Furious, a race in the streets and the sky. It's going to be a bumpy ride. There is nothing to do with automobiles in this movie whatsoever. It's all on the plane. But Dominique Swain is Juliet. She's the terrorist. Moose Ali Khan. How about that for a name, huh? He plays the pilot.
Was this movie shot in Turkey again?
No, that was the other one. That was 2 weeks ago, that movie that was shot in Turkey. That's not the same guy. That's the guy that made Terror Squad.
My bad. You're right.
This was filmed in Los Angeles. The Fast and the Fierce.
I don't know. I watched that trailer like I was playing in that green screen, or I don't know how they did the planes flying. Like it looks like it looks really bad.
Special effects by Billy, right?
Like it almost looks like, I don't know, really cheap, like a training video.
It is. It is dude. I mean, it's just That's let's see how much. Let's see if there was a budget. It doesn't give me budget money. Doggone it. But yeah, it is. It's definitely special effects by Billy. I think they did it on a Mac. But
Yeah, I don't know.
it's called the Asylum. That's who makes these movies. So, I look forward to another one of these. I don't know if I'll watch Death Race or not. Fast and Fierce Death Race. I might have to because it's freaking got DMX in it. So we might have to watch that, right?
That sounds like it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad movie.
Fast and Fierce Death Race. Jack Tyson is a young man partaking in an illegal Mexico to California car race when a desperate woman, fleeing from her abusive gangster boyfriend who is financing the race, jumps into his car pleading for his help. And she has an incriminating USB drive that could send her boyfriend, among others, to prison. Oh, hell, I've got to check this bad boy out. We might have to watch that. So this got me thinking, guys. So, and I brought this idea up to Kris. So I have all these Notbusters, right? So there's a billion horrible movies out there, right? And they're fun to watch.
Sure. I don't know about that one.
Why not have a Notbuster con? Like a Comic-Con. And like you have the people that star in these Notbusters at the con.
They better be paying me to go.
I'm just gonna say this out loud, Kris. Somebody could take the Notbuster the wrong way and turn it into something sexual. I'm just
You could
a
call
thought.
it the Notbuster Movie Con is what you could call it.
So the Nutbuster Movie Con.
No, see, it won't be the Nutbuster, but it'll be the Notbuster. No, because there's all kind of like famous people, like Eric Roberts was in a Notbuster, Michael Pare was in a Notbuster. I mean, DMX, he's kind of dead now, so that don't help him.
I forgot DMX existed.
Dominic Swain. There's all these terrible movies. I mean, they're like forever. So like Ken Foree could be in it, right? Because he was in Terror Squad.
Who wasn't in a Notbuster at some point in their career? Let's be honest.
Exactly. You could find famous people to come to your con and sign autographs, and you could have like you could show movies, and I mean, I'm just saying. I think we should have like I want to create a con for horrible movies. They've already got cons for horror movies, and they've got all these cons they got for like Star Trek and Star Wars has their own con.
Would the big headliner be The Room or Birdemic?
Oh, dude, either one. You could get anything off of Riff Tracks too.
Oh, we can invite the Riff Tracks guys.
You could. I mean, well, Elkhart had two of them. They do the Mads. Mystery. They're called the Mads. So, yeah. See the guy, and you got Land of Doom. You got those guys in there, right? I'm sure one of these people would show up. There's got to be. There's more than me out there watching these horrible, horrible, terrible movies. That I think that there would be some kind of audience for terrible movies.
I think terrible movies have a bigger audience than you think.
That's what I'm saying. This is a gold mine we're sitting on. Now, the only thing that's stopping us, guys, is a lot of money.
You heard it here first, folks. Donate us all your money.
Like a lot of money. Like everything's like, because you got to rent a hall out. You got to have security. You got to pay. So I found out. So like, okay, so let's say, like a celebrity comes to your con, right? His fee is $10,000, right, to come to your con to sign autographs, right? So, like, who was it? Like Billy Zane, right? Remember when Billy Zane showed up at the con in Indianapolis? The guy from Titanic. So let's say his fee is a flat. Celebrities have a flat fee, right? So let's say they're like $10,000. So what happens is so if they charge $80 for a autograph, half of that goes to their fee. So it's they either get $10,000 plus more, or they end up just getting $10,000 and you end up losing money. So that's probably why we don't see big name celebrities at our con in Indianapolis, because they don't want to pay out the ass for, I mean, who knows? I mean, what's Ben Affleck's fee? You know what I mean? Is it $50,000?
Does Ben Affleck actually go to cons?
Yeah, he does. He's done like San Diego Comic-Con. I think he was, stuff like that.
He probably does Boston cons.
Yeah.
Because
Or
Boston.
C2. See, I don't know if he did C2E2 or not, but that's why we don't get those big name guys, because the con's got to pay those celebrities up front so much money. And then each autograph, a chunk of change gets taken off of that payment. I wonder if it goes into like escrow. You know what I mean? Like, my fee's $10,000 to sign autographs. I put it in this account, and then whatever they make as far as the signing is concerned goes towards that. And then once the con is over, they get the payment. I wonder if it's like that.
Ask somebody next time you're at a con.
Yeah, that was the deal. If you want to start your own con, go to other cons and take notes. That was one of the notes. That's what they said. Some cons are successful. That Elkhart Comic Con has really taken off. But like you said,
like I told you, there's a museum there that hosts.
well, he's got a museum to finance the con, is what he's got. But dude, he only started with like 6-8 celebrities. He had Dean Cain, the guy that was originally from Captain America, like this old Reb Stewart or something like that.
Oh, like the original guy from the original.
Somebody else was there, and then the guys, the Mads, they were the Mad Scientists on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Their autographs were free, but I bought a T-shirt from them because I didn't want to, I didn't want to be cheesy. But yeah, their autographs were free. You could meet them for free and get your picture taken with them.
That's how they get you.
Of course, that's how they got me, but that's why I was there anyway, to see them. So, but I think it would be awesome to have a Notbuster movie con. Just do 2 days, because like Kokomo Con is really shitty. I'll be a traitor against my city or my city's con, but it's horrible. Kokomo Con is terrible. They don't put anything back into it. It's the same vendors every time. There's no celebrity there. If you want people, you got to spend money. You know what I mean?
Well, what's his face? The Power Ranger always showed.
Well, yeah. Well, he's dead. So
how dare you not know his name?
Jason David Frank, JDF.
I removed one stab wound from you, Kris.
Hey, that's a week away. You start getting stabbed, Kris.
I know, right? But anyway, that was my idea. That's my goal. So I'm gonna have to start donating plasma, so I can start my own.
Kris is gonna sell. You heard it here first. Kris is gonna sell his body.
I'm gonna sell my body,
finance his own con.
And you know what? When you guys come and you see it, I'm not gonna let y'all in. I'll say F you guys. You're gonna be.
I'll sneak in the back. Don't you worry.
Escorted. You're gonna be escorted out by security.
Eric Roberts.
Huh? Eric Roberts. Matthew McConaughey was in a Notbuster. I could get Matthew McConaughey. I'm just saying.
Which movie?
He was in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Oh yeah, that one wasn't that bad.
Him and Renee Zellweger, both.
Wasn't that like the remake they tried to make at one point?
It was like a family remake, kind of the family of, yeah. I could have, so I might have, so me and Matthew McConaughey. Hey, all right. We just might be buddies. You don't know. And here y'all making fun of me, saying it ain't gonna work.
Busters, way before I got paid to watch Notbusters. I just like the way they feel.
I wonder if he'll drive a Lincoln to the.
He will be free. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Not only you got to pay these guys up front, but you got to pay for their room and you got to pay for their hotel and transportation and flight to Indianapolis. And I'm guessing they don't go coach. So to get a celebrity, you're probably talking what, 12 grand. That's just for one celebrity. But all I need is one celebrity. That's all I need. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have it in Indianapolis. When should I have it? In the fall? I feel like the fall was a good time.
Yeah, because there's not much else going on. There's football, but nerds
If that's
don't.
on Sunday, I could do it on like a Saturday, and maybe, you can do one day if really. You can do 2 days really.
I mean, if you want it.
Picking away week with the Colts are not home, and then I can have my con.
Oh, you're even going to have it downtown Indy. I thought you were going to do it like at the, at the Airport Hilton or something.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. That's where you can't start big. You probably would have to have it at I know there's a big the day before the race they have this big racing memorabilia sale thing, right? And it's at this hotel out in Plainfield. So that's probably where I would have to start. And I think a lot of those cons, like the horror cons, I think they're at hotels a lot. But they have big name people. Robert Englund shows up at those, and that's my goal. You heard it here first. June 13th, 2023 is the birth of Notbuster MovieCon.
Let me ask you this, Chris. Have you Googled if there's any other cons like this? Bad movie cons?
No.
Do a quick Google, I dare you.
No.
Why? Because you don't want to see that there's people with the same idea?
Well, so what? There's all kinds of cons out there. They've got Indie PopCon, which is essentially Comic-Con. So what's the difference?
True.
And then you've got Fanboy Expo, which is a con. And so I can still do it. It's still local. It's Indiana. Here we go. Bad movie conventions. No, there's not. They just talk about power more 10 worst conventions. TanaCon, which I don't know what that is.
She was a vlogger. She got screwed.
Power Morphicon, K Expo, Democratic National Convention, Republican National Convention.
Wait, did they really put those on there?
Yeah. Rainforest, San Diego Comic-Con is number 9 now. VidCon.
As in worst cons?
Adult Con. Yeah, they do. They have a big porno movie con out in Vegas. I bet they have them other places too. I bet you they have places like in Chicago too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big cities. Yeah, they have where you can meet porno stars and probably try out, buy toys and shit. And so yeah, I can do this. This is my goal. Go ahead, laugh at me, Chris. Go ahead.
So I was gonna laugh at you.
I was gonna give you a job too. To make you
I'm not even laughing. I'm just trying to keep you.
Meanwhile, this podcast has like 8 followers, but I'm gonna build a con. So
hey, those 8 followers just need to tell 2 friends.
That's right. It's like Amway. I just need 2 of your friends.
I'll tell 2 friends, and they'll each tell 2 friends, and that's like 40 people right there.
That's right. So, and they also said if you're in it, if you want to start a con to make money, don't do it. You're not going to make. You might make a little bit of money, but what money you do make, you need to put back into your con to make it better the next year. Is what they said. But I'm thinking eventually you get if there's a platform for bad movies at a convention, I bet you can get directors to debut their bad movie at your convention.
Well, how do they think? Why would they think it's going to be a bad movie?
Dude, I'm guaranteeing that they knew that Arkansas Woman's Prison Massacre was not going to be like this blockbuster making billions of dollars like Blair Witch Project did. I just know that.
I bet there's somebody out there that thought this was going to be their big break,
Oh, it is. I mean, I'm not, and that's the thing. I'm not doing this to make fun of them. People put in a lot of hard work. There's a lot of hours put in, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication to put into any movie, good or bad.
We're calling it like a bad movie convention or Notbuster, or like that in itself is.
Well, it's not a blockbuster.
Yeah.
So it's not really downgrading it. It's not saying that it's horrible. I'm not saying it's shitty movie con. I'm just saying it's not a blockbuster.
I'd go to shitty movie con.
I go to shitty movie con too.
They have all kinds of like.
We got shitty walk.
Yeah.
Shitty walls.
Shitty airlines.
Goddamn Mongolia.
South Park always creeps in somehow.
Dude, I was watching old South Parks again today. I wish they would go back to making just random, stupid episodes.
Yeah, I miss the days of like there wasn't an overarching story throughout the season.
Right, like the Tegrity Weed and the politics. And
it's okay I'm honestly tired of Tegrity.
I am. I just want, I want them stuck on a bus when they put it. That's what I call a sticky situation.
It wasn't even a episode. It was a flashback episode.
That's what I call a sticky situation.
That's what I call a sticky situation. That was on. I want stuff like that. I want episodes like that again. I really do.
Back in my day, there was no overarching story. There was only self-contained stories.
Mr. Hat got stolen. You have to use Mr. Twig.
Oh, hey, I watched The Little Mermaid.
Oh, how was that movie?
It wasn't too bad. No, it followed like if you remember, I haven't seen the original animated movie.
You've never seen the original?
No, I haven't seen it in so long.
Oh,
like I forget a lot of it, but like I know some of the key scenes. They kind of really like. I think they really followed. Me and Sierra both think they followed the original really well. So if you care about that. The music was good. I mean, of course, they have the same songs, but it sounded good. The only thing which I told them when I went, because I went with Sierra, our cousin, and then we took Graceland. It was her first movie.
Oh, how'd she do?
Well, it was at 9:30 at night. So she was asleep like by 10:15, 10:30. So she made it through the credits and stuff, and then maybe she saw like the fishes and stuff. But that was about it. And she was out.
I remember those days. So excited to stay up late, fall asleep.
But she did good. She knew she had to be quiet and stuff, or they'd kick you out. That's what we told her.
Well, is that really you threatened her? You'll kick your ass out.
Yeah, you gotta be quiet. But yeah. So the only thing I like had a problem with, like when Ursula gets the trident and then she makes herself like really big, like bigger than the ocean. Like she's towering and makes a little whirlpool and stuff in the ocean. It's so like anticlimactic because I'm like, oh yeah, it's a big battle scene, a big battle, and all she did was like climb up on the ship and steer it so it'll stab Ursula like in the heart. Like it was over and just as fast as it started. Like I was waiting for a big battle. Like
that sucks.
So I was like, because I'm just so used to like all the superhero stuff where it's like it builds up, and then you have this big battle going on or something. And it's like it was just nothing. And that's the way the original was, the original animated. Like that's pretty scene for scene, I would think.
Did the preacher get a boner in this one?
The what?
Preacher.
Which one's what? Who's
the minister? Preacher? You know when they get married?
You don't know that, Mikey?
No.
Yeah, the preacher in the marriage.
In the cartoon, he gets a boner.
Oh, yeah, I never caught that.
Well, it's only on like you have to get like the original VHS.
Oh,
to get
yeah.
it. My ex-wife has that VHS somewhere, or she used to.
Oh,
So do we.
okay.
So apparently
okay, well,
that don't happen. I mean, I didn't notice it either. So
Well, it's kind of like how they quote unquote drew a penis in the background of Aladdin, like the buildings. It's one of those things where you kind of got to look at it and be like, oh, okay, I guess I see it.
that's so funny. I just
Oh. kind of like in Wizard of Oz, where people think there's a little
oh, there's like a munchkin hanging.
yeah, munchkin hanging in
Yeah.
the back or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
There you go. I put it on there. It's only 12 seconds long. There you go. And watch the boner.
Watch the boner.
I can go to the bathroom and see one of those.
I don't even have to go to the bathroom. Hell. You see it?
Oh, good God.
Huh?
Oh, jeez. What the heck?
That's so funny.
The moment of realization.
Oh, my God.
I'd like to know how many
Got
to
a hammer. He's
VHS.
got a hammer.
Right? I didn't see it at the movie. I didn't see Little Mermaid.
It really
I
wasn't
wasn't.
that bad.
I think most people are just tired of them making the live action crap, and that's like my big thing. I guess is like I'm just tired. I don't care. I don't want the live action, even though I do like the live action Aladdin.
Yeah, I saw the Jungle Book, which it wasn't very good. I didn't like it. And I saw the Lion King. I didn't like the Lion King either.
The more I've watched the live action Lion King, the more I kind of actually think it's not half bad.
It's not good either.
Yeah, it's not good either, but
Flash comes out this weekend, guys. Who's gonna go see it?
I want to, but I'll actually be by myself this weekend. I got nothing going on this weekend. She has her bachelorette party, so she'll be back in Kokomo most of the weekend. So I'll be home all weekend.
I'm going to see Bocephus.
What's Bocephus?
Holy shit, dude! Hank Williams Jr.
Both of these nuts.
Bocephus. His name is Bocephus. That's his nickname, but call him Bocephus. Hank Williams Jr. is going to be at Deer Creek.
Oh.
So Kris is going to go see Hank Williams Jr.
I have a couple of friends going.
Do you? I'm just getting lawn seat.
Yeah. There's no big deal.
So pretty stoked.
I think I have a cold going on, so I'll probably be sick this weekend. My throat's like getting scratchy.
That's
whatever Mikey had is.
Yeah, that's how it was when that's how it was when I got sick. I felt it in my throat, and then it just. Yep.
The good thing about being able to work from home is I can work at home.
Yeah.
That's why it pays off to be a hermit. You ain't around people. And
well, I had my bachelor party the other weekend, so
we all making out with each other.
Well, no, but I was in an escape room with Mikey, so.
Oh well, there you go. That's how it's done.
There we went into this back room and. Secret door. Had a secret door.
Knocking on heaven's door.
Oh my god!
I went to the lake and got embarrassed by my sister-in-law about my marriages. So that was exciting.
Why'd she embarrass you about your marriages?
Because she's just that way.
What a bitch.
Right? Because she said, she's like, she tells everybody, like, because they got like this group of friends at the lake, right? And I just went up there because I like to go every once in a while. So she proceeds to tell everybody at the lake. We told him not to marry her, but he went ahead and did it anyway. He didn't listen to us. Gee, why don't you just bring up about about my boyfriend or about my best friend
Your
getting killed in a car?
boyfriend?
How about just bring up my best friend getting killed in a car accident? Why don't we talk about that too? Let's do that. What else can we bring up that Kris has done horrible? Oh, how about that? So I'm a little perturbed about that right now. So,
Surprised you kept your mouth shut.
well, they were asking about there were people up there asking about if I had been married before, and I'll talk about it. I'll talk about them all day long. I don't care, but it's my place to talk about them, not anybody else. That's the way I feel.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I'll be going up there the rest of the summer now.
So sorry I just remembered I wanted to talk about something else. So Diablo 4 launched. I didn't realize we're at an hour and 5 minutes. I am on level. I'm playing right now, actually. You would have never known.
Are you? Is it like
I
a
saw that
Satan
you were
worshiping?
playing,
Is
I
it
didn't
like the
know.
devil is good?
No, you're in the last 2 or last 3 games. You actually kill the devil. Right now, you're killing Lilith or fighting Lilith.
Come on,
Kris,
Sidol.
it comes out in like 6 hours, right?
What?
Of course, isn't it? Strange New Worlds.
It's
a strange new world. I gotta quit. What is that? Is that the Star Wars thing? What's the Star Wars thing that? No, what's the Star Wars thing that it's all like open like land and you can do whatever you want?
What? Like the new game that they just announced?
Is it like a new? Is that the new game? Is that what it is?
Yeah, they announced Star Wars Outlaws.
But you can go you can do anything. Like if there's a ship flying, you can just like go and follow the ship if you want. If you want to blow the ship up, you can. If you want to, there's no storyline to it. It's just all choose your own adventure, basically.
I don't know about that. I know there's a storyline to it. I don't know if it's just completely choose your own adventure.
Those were books, Kris, back in the day, and you probably didn't read when you were a kid, but
Bitch.
We didn't have computer games when I was a kid. They had these choose your own adventure games, and you would read a story, and then you would get to the bottom of the page.
Flip to page 10 if you choose this.
Yes,
flip to page
those were
50
so
if you choose
freaking
this.
awesome. I love choose your own adventure books.
I do too. It was the before D&D.
Yes, it was. Actually, I had Indiana Jones ones. They had Indiana Jones choose your own adventure books. How cool was that?
I don't know.
And yesterday was it was pretty awesome. Yesterday was the 42nd anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I think so.
And it was also the 29th anniversary of the O.J. Simpson not killing his wife and Ronald Goldman.
Because the glove didn't fit.
That's right. But the Bruno Mali footprints did. So
he's not on Twitter as much. I remember we used to keep an eye on his Twitter.
He's on there every once in a while. It's got to be something big and newsworthy about football.
I know. I just love the comments. People are like, "Oh, who are you gonna kill now?"
You're right, OJ. We don't want to upset you. Why don't you ask your wife her opinion? Oh wait, you can't because you killed her. Those are always my favorite.
People are horrible.
They are. People are the worst.
All right, we're at an hour and 10 minutes, or hour and 8 minutes, but now 9. Kris has got to take a massive shit. I feel it coming right now. So let's wrap it. Does anybody have a shower thought?
No, but I have a little joke.
Okay, let's do it.
I have a little joke. So I'm sure hopefully you guys haven't heard this one, but what is the zip code for Beverly Hills?
90210.
Okay. Do you know the zip code for Dawson's Creek?
I do.
5309?
No. 90108.
90108.
That took a second to click.
That's a great joke.
The funny thing is, I wrote down in my notes, 9021010 Beverly Hills, and then 90108 Dawson's Creek, and it's been so long since I wrote that down. I'm like, what the heck? I had to type it in like Google or something, and then the video come up and told me. I was like, what? So yeah. There
Wow. That
No,
was
no,
actually
wait.
fun.
Oh, I got another joke. I got another one.
Okay.
It's a quick one. What's James Bond's doorbell sound like?
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Sports Center.
I don't know.
What the hell?
It was the first thing that came to mind.
Oh my gosh. It's dong. Ding dong. Yeah, I know. That's-
I don't know why. It's just the first thing that came to mind. So I was like, go with it.
that would be a cool like doorbell. I'd be like,
Podcast.
so like it was like one of the executives from like Sports Center or something like that.
All right, Chris, you gonna tell us our platforms so I can make fun of you?
Yeah, of course I am. You can catch us at Pod Nerds on Twitter, Hoosier Nerds on Facebook. You can watch and listen to us at Hoosier Nerds on Podcast
On podcast.
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
You can listen to
You
the
can watch us on
podcast.
podcast.
You can listen to the podcast at TuneIn, iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify.
Who's your podcast?